Hi, I'm Sasha. This is the Bear Sisters current household. So for this episode, the beginning segment will be Candy, and towards the end it'll be Yuki segment. I don't know if y'all seen Ryder aged up. Remember he was like very miniature before. Now he's got a little more longer hair, the cute bowl cut, you know. And then, Miss Candy is walking around like, you know, she is the it girl. Yes, her celebrity ranking went up. Those DJing stuff, you know, really boosted up her career, and now she's really well known. I'm still not comfortable with that because it's still so new to me, actually. Now Ryder's about to, you know, go to preschool. Mama's kind of helping him with learning the flashcards and, you know, being up to date with the kids' age, you know, to know all that information. And I have Mulan ride the horsey chair. I thought it was going to be fun for Mulan. And I had Mama in first person to see, you know, what does she see from this angle, you know, while she's teaching her son and seeing her daughter play in the background. I thought that would be a really nice, you know, change. I believe Candy or Akira made a little bento for the children. It looks so cute. So Ryder's excited to eat his bento, and I wanted Yuki to smoke, okay, before she gets pregnant, like one last time, because she's currently gonna be pregnant this episode, or you know, like the mini-sode if you want to call it that, because again she's leading the first half. So yeah. And then her daughter comes back from school, and I had basically Akira call his daughters up. So I've already talked about this, but he has two daughters with Kay Fleming, and they're twin daughters, by the way. So it's Monique and Princess. The one you're looking at right now, her name is Monique. And yeah, when Princess comes on camera, I'll tell y'all. So I'm using the set family relationship mod to set them as stepsisters. So when I open the panel, it'll show that they're family, you know. I just love this little mod. It really adds something extra to family relationships, which I wish we had in The Sims, you know. Currently Candy is streaming, and you know, she is making a song kind of about where she views her life, because I believe at this point she does get pregnant. So I'm probably gonna name it something like Happiness, Blessing, Beats, I don't know. Oh, Akira's walking a little butter. Aww. Here's the girls just finishing their meal and now just talking. Do you not see how happy Mulan is talking to them? Yeah, I definitely need the blessings. So I had Ryder play because, you know, he's kind of bored. Like everybody's doing something but him. I guess Monique wants to play something. Oh, well, she's a little gamer like, you know, Yuki-san. I love me some Yuki, but I can't wait to play with her. So, oh, the twins! So they're gonna stay over, I'd say, for like a day or two. It is Harvestfest weekend. So, yeah. I don't know about you, but I noticed I tend to have Sim babies around Harvestfest. A lot of them are born. Like, I almost feel like I need to keep a record. I don't know. Fall pregnancies must be like my favorite time, like subconsciously. Upgraded the family photo to, you know, Harvestfest. Just like formal clothing and, you know, beautiful family. So, yeah. This is her just cuddling with her husband. I was just checking on everybody as fast as I can. I see Mulan's okay. Ryder's okay. I'm gonna check on Monique and Princess. They're okay. Aww. I'm gonna turn on a candle for them. You know, it is their first night staying here. I don't want them to be scared that they're in a dark room, especially because this used to be Yuki's room, you know? Now I have Candy asking her stepdaughter to touch her belly to see their sibling. Oh, this is such a moment. Oh my god. I really would be extra loud and talking in these parts, but you know, it is really early in the morning for me. It's 6:11 a.m. So yeah, that's why I'm speaking in a low tone. I hope you don't mind for this video. But oh, I love their relationship. Candy kind of gives me Oh, sentiment. Let me see. You know what? It's been wonderful to spend time with you. We've made some great memories and we'll make many more of it. I'm sure of it. Candy, that's so sweet. Aww, I'm sure Princess receives it. So right now, they're making food. Here's some gimbap, and right now there's like a fish dinner. So I believe they're going for a seafood, family dinner. Here's the takoyaki being made, and if it's your first time seeing that, takoyaki basically is like octopus balls. It's a Japanese dish, and gimbap is like sort of like Korean sushi, I guess, if you want to call it that, but it is different. They stuff it with different stuff than the sushi in Japan. So here is the party started, and there Ryder's talking to Senat. That's Ariel's best friend. Mulan knows Ariel too. Mulan knows Senat too. That's her cousin's bestie, and they're cool too. And then there's Humberto. That's Mulan's half brother. His mother is Penny Pizzazz. Aww. It's the family dinner now. Oh, that man there with the white hair, that is Ryder's father. Yes, Candy has 3 baby fathers. Her first baby father is basically Humberto and Mulan's father. His name is Noah Jimenez, and I'm sure he's also at the party. What? Who's fighting? Child, I'm sorry, I did not think the fight segment would be right now. I mean, I kind of forgot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to say this fight is forgettable, but this is so wrong. Like, can't they just not be peaceful? Like, this is the couple that fought last episode, by the way, y'all. Like, my jaw dropped. No, why are they fighting? Like, y'all. This is basically the step-parents, the stepfather and Asami, who is Candy's mom. Oh, well, you thought that was a good romantic gesture after you literally beat her up? No, Asami. And he accepted it. This is some toxic mess, by the way. This is her ex-husband. Not him yelling at her. What? And then I saw a blow kiss in the background. Like, is Penny flirting with Senat's mom, Lana? A mess. And then I see Nani Kiloheads here. Yes! And she's talking to her mom, like, Mom, are you okay? And her mom's like, I'm okay. And she's like, I'm just here for the baby. I'm sorry for bringing that mess. And then she's like, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to invite him again because I did not know y'all were that angry at each other. Whereas Yuki knows, but I don't think Yuki still spilled the tea to her sister like that because, you know, she thought she could handle it by telling her mom to get a divorce, you know? But now it's more complex than that. But now she's calling people over to eat the meal. Oh, there's Noah in the background. You can see that's him. I wonder if Noah is gonna get married to someone or have a relationship. I'm kind of curious now. I wonder what he's up to. I know that Yuki owes him a lot of money. If you saw last episode, she bought an apartment for 250,000 simoleon or something like that. I don't know. Or is it 220? Sorry. So she's gonna owe him that money back soon. Oh, he's tucking in his beautiful daughters and Monique and Princess. Oh, he's tired too. Oh well, you know. Take care of the kids first. That's what matters. So sweet.
Rancha Porza.
Yay. Now he's gonna have to tuck in the other kids. There, yeah, his stepkids. Oh, tuck in Mulan, please. Oh, Mulan loves it. Wait. Candy's giving birth. Oh wow, what a random moment to give birth while Akira's super tired and he's just trying to tuck the kids in. Oh. So, I guess I'm just gonna run her a bath, like a muscle relaxing bath to help her ease the pain. I'm not saying that it's fully will, but she is super uncomfortable and I'm just gonna assume that that might help.
Yeah, Tessa.
Ish.
A
sentiment between them. The two guys. Oh, he's like, babe, you're giving birth. Oh my god. So I named these babies after Disney characters. So I named this baby Sebastian. And I just want to tell y'all, Sebastian is the cutest, sweetest baby. No, he did not age up to a toddler, but like this object baby was so quiet, like so easy to take care of. Y'all, I would get notifications that he's hungry, or you know, his diaper is really dirty, that he might get taken away, because I rearranged their apartment, so he's like towards like the end of the house. I even forget he's there. So silent, just a sweet baby. Oh my god, this is giving angelic tree, if you ask me. But that's the end. Now on to Yuki segment. Since Candy covered the Harvestfest, it's only fair. Yeah, that happened. If Yuki covers Spooky Day. So you know that this is a super family gameplay, but on holidays I like it to be about family, which is basically what happens in real life, right? Anyway, now that I finished, by the way, like editing these clips up, it is 7 a.m, so I can be a little louder. Anyway, right now they're at this restaurant, and yo, I don't know if you saw Miss Clark, Becca Clark from the university. Her daughter is here. Her name is Jimena Clark, Sergio Romeo, something like that. Anyway, Sergio Romeo's daughter too. But she died. I actually saw her die. She died at a strip club in a pool of her own piss. I guess that was her. Oops, sorry, not hitting the mic. I guess that was just her acting like she died, so that maybe Sergio takes care of the kid. Like, I don't even know if Jimena knows that woman is her mom. Like, that's another side storyline I don't even know if I should be exploring. Y'all tell me in the comments, because that is so spooky. Like, I saw you die, lady. Yeah. Anyway, so the kids had their little, you know, Halloween festivals and meals and, you know, restaurant activities, and it's time for Yuki to go back home. And I'm just looking at her friends panel because I want to introduce y'all to Dwayne's new girlfriend. Her name is Yuko Yamazaki, and she already met her. You could tell if she's in the panel. They had a little dinner, and what happened was, long story short, Yuki told Dwayne, "You're dating a ripoff of me. Like, she is blue hair like me, Mount Comarabian. Like, what is this, like your type or something?" And her boyfriend got mad too. Like, Raymond was like, "Whoa, like, why do you care if, you know, that kind of girl is this type?" And, you know, that was just so awkward. You see, she finds him extremely attractive, so she's low-key in her feelings, and that's what Raymond was annoyed with her too. He was just like, "Yo, like, are you seriously thinking of Dwayne?" And she was like, "No, not like that, but like, I don't want it to confuse my daughter." Like, that's how she's acting, like, "Oh sure, Yuki." Anyway, she does find her current fiance also extremely attractive too. I don't know if I updated it in the video, but I will give y'all like a final update towards the end of the video to talk about what happens and stuff like that. Anyway, so yeah, there's Franklin the cat, and I thought that this cat would... Sorry, you know, because my old computer is a little slow, sometimes they'll be a little naked a few steps out, but they'll kind of be wearing their clothes. They should be at that point, but thankfully Ariel saw nothing. Whoa, that's nasty. Anyway, I would have had him out the house if he was gonna act like that. Literally. Oh hell no. Anyway, yeah, so she's talking to the kitty, and you know, she works in the programming career. She makes apps, so she's working on that, creating some little apps for companies that ask her. She does work on like small time apps to big time apps. Not gonna lie, one time when I was playing with her recently, she got 11,000 simoleons from a payment. I was like, girl, you do that. So yeah, she's trying to get that money back for her brother-in-law while, you know, managing this apartment, having these roommates pay her rent, which also helps into paying back her brother-in-law. Anyway, yeah, so, you know, you could see Raymond eating breakfast, and he's just kind of like, "Listen, like, today you need to call Yuko up, and you need to have lunch with her, and you need to apologize for how you acted, and that you should, you know, work it out with her. You know, because this woman is going to be in your daughter's life, and if we ever have family in our own children's life, you know, she's basically here to stay. And Yuki's like, are you sure? And he's like looking at her, and she's like, I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna go. So this is the floor 2 girlies. I told you she got a makeover, y'all. That's Huda's makeover. And this is Sarah Vu. Yeah, Sarah Vu is kind of like the quiet person in the area, but her and Huda get into it really bad to the point that like they want to leave the apartment kind of thing. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that, but yeah, I'm just kind of wondering what's tea there, like what they're chatting about. At this point they're okay, but it goes left real quick. But yeah, there's Luna just asleep. You know, she loves her little kiddish room, you know, because she has a childish trait. And then here is the 3rd floor, what is it called? The mess? So I was like, okay, what's going on? Are you talking to anybody? And then I noticed, I guess, George and Jade aren't there, so it's just Minato on his own, you know. So I like to usually clean after them too if I see any, you know, floor messes, or, you know, if I need to repair anything. I'd like to make sure that either I just buy a new item, like I don't care, you know. So yeah, now it's time to go in the restaurant, and of course Judith is going to the coldest place on earth. Like, girl, bye. Anyway, so yeah, she's having a lunch date with Yuko, and her daughter is also there too, because, you know, her daughter witnessed this, so, you know, I feel like she wants to show her daughter that she can get along with her dad's, you know, boyfriend. So I'm getting the girls sake, and whatever kind of clear drink is to me sake, okay? And whatever that drink is, I'm gonna get it for her, the little baby. So now I'm just checking for the food that's there that I'm interested into getting for them. Let's see. This is Japanese menu, by the way. I have like some custom content food and some in-game food. So yeah, I got them the seaweed ramen for the little baby. I got this dish, I believe it's a Korean dish though, and I got it for Yuko. And I'm wondering what I should get. Yeah. Oh, no, I changed Yuko's dish, and I'm gonna get, yeah, so there's some Korean food here too. Why not? And I got a sushi tray for Yuki. So that's kind of the food that I got for them while they're there. And I thought it'd be fun for them to talk and clear the air. So Yuki, the more she talks to Yuko, the more she realizes that Yuko is not like her. And maybe she overthought this, because, you know, Yuki is more, let's say, eccentric, or she's different. Like, you could tell Yuki's not like the average girl, in the sense that she has a tat on her face that's like a cute heart shape. Whereas Yuko would never do something like that. Like, Yuko is sophisticated AF. You know, she grew up with, not the father here, sorry, I got distracted. Writer's pops here, like, okay, whatever. Yeah, Yuko is more sophisticated, and you know, I kind of think that she's a little older than Dwayne and Yuki too, so that's kind of like where Yuki sees herself when she's a little older type thing, you know, but of course with her own twist. So she realizes that this woman is different. This woman wants to, like, you know, she works in an astronaut career, and that she makes really good money. You know, Dwayne works as a marine biologist, so they're trying to buy a really nice place in Sulani. They don't want kids, whereas one of the reasons why Yuki and Dwayne, well, you know, they never really had that clash, but in my mind would have had a clash, would have been about kids, you know. So this is the perfect girl for Dwayne. She just happens to have blue hair and is Mount Comorian. Like, come on, Yuki. So yeah, this restaurant is really nice. I like it. The vibe is very cozy, you know. It's like everybody's close to each other, but yeah, it seems like, you know, she's just trying to get along with her, trying to mend fences, and, you know, show Dwayne that at the end of the day, you were good to Raymond, and I shouldn't have done anything like that, because, like, I'm sure Dwayne could have been like, oh, you're dating a college guy like me, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, So I'm sure he could have said something, like, oh, you like guys with a hair type that are similar to mine and a similar complexion to mine. Like, he could have said that too. I'm sure he could have. And he didn't. And he was very classy about the whole Raymond thing today, being engaged. Like, I know that he low-key, like, there's a somewhere in him that still cares about Yuki, but, he does still think he is the biggest, guy in the block, and that he can pull any girl he wants. And, Yuki gotta live with a weird baby daddy like that.
You want a Zomax?
Lord. But yeah, I think the thing with Yuko that makes her special to Dwayne is, they're bonding over a celebrity, girl talk. But what I think makes Yuko special too, she's like bowing, introducing herself properly again. Oh, that's so sweet. So I was trying to say is what makes Yuko special is I think Yuko definitely gave the "you think you're all of that" like kind of attitude to Dwayne, like I'm all of that. So they're both sort of self-absorbed in a sense. So it makes Dwayne kind of like go crazy for her more than other girls. So that's what Yuko brings to the table. That's different from what a lot of his exes had. Not that Yuki was obsessing over Dwayne or anything, because their situation's different. There's a child involved, and Dwayne was much more younger, much more humble compared to his college years to now his sort of young adult years. There's no way that lady was walking around outside with that outfit. This is like the really snowy parts of Mount Komorebi. Like, they're actually on Mount Komorebi now. They're not in the city parts. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, you'll see this. I love this for them. They're actually really getting along, and they're actually having good conversations, and I love that for them. I'm guessing Mom was, going around the sledding, and now she wants to eat because she just came out of nowhere and she was like, yes, Yuki! I'm weak. Yeah, I don't know why she's eating with a fork with sushi, but don't ask me. So I was trying to say hi to her mom because that's so sweet the way she just saw her daughter and was super happy, And she's definitely giving a little stank face to Yuko, like, oh, this girl, I know what she's saying. Right through her. And Yuko was like, oh, hi, Miss Asami Kondo. I am Yuko Yamazaki. Nice to meet you. Negative sentiments. Should I be shocked? She thinks that Asami is stuck up. I mean, Asami was kind of putting her nose up. Y'all saw that. So, you know what? That's kind of accurate for this moment. But Nature Maniac, I guess that's probably why she's moving to Sulani. And why she's so passionate about Earth and space and making sure everything's okay. I mean, that kind of makes sense. This is kind of accurate as first impressions. Oh, okay. They're talking. Maybe their first impressions are wrong with each other. Who knows? Maybe they might have a better relationship than, Yuki and, I don't know. Maybe Asami and Yuko are the right duo. Who knows? I'm looking, where is she going? Oh, she wants to talk to Grandma. I love them. Oh, she gave her granddaughter a kiss on the cheek. I love this so much. Aww. Y'all, some of the Sims get bald when you don't have CC. Anyway, I should not be explaining that, but okay, hey. I forgot his name. What was it again? I don't know, call him Mr. Kruger, which reminds me of the character from Attack on Titan. Sometimes I'll be calling him like Kruger-san. Like, if you watch Attack on Titan, you'll get it, but anyway. Yeah, so I guess the dinner should be over. Like, they talked, they got to understand each other, and oh no, Ariel's like, this place is too cold. Do you not get it? Oh my god. No, you should be liking the cold weather, Ariel. Well, it's time to go home. I think this was a pretty successful, little something they had together. I'm really happy. I'm really happy. This is a really good moments. I think that Yuko and Dwayne are definitely gonna be together for the long run, and yeah, they're both passionate about the environment and Earth, and they're doing different parts of the stuff. So where he's doing the marine work and she's doing the space work, I think they're really compatible. What do you think? Let's talk about it in the comments. So Yuki's back home and her man is like, wow, I'm so proud of you, you did that, you know? He's like, I know exactly, like, you were gonna be like this, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I was a little doubtful you were gonna be a little petty to her again, but you're amazing, and you always make me 10 times happier, you know? And he's like, I know this is the right relationship for me, which I'm so happy to hear. So I go to the 3rd floor and I see how they're doing, you know, because again, she has 2 of these guys she dates. So I'm just like, you know, I'll watch, like, does George know yet? Does George not know? Is Minato gonna get jealous when, you know, she's making out with George in the background? Like, what's tea, you know? And looking at the 2nd floor, I see Huda. Isn't Huda so stunning? She is the photo of my channel, by the way, so yeah. I'm back to looking at the 3rd floor, and I'm like, uh-ohs, all of them are here. It's only time until they find out. That's literally, like, what I think. Like, how long are they gonna keep getting away with this? You know? And then, yeah, they're sitting together. I'm looking. I'm like, what's going on? And she's just like, oh, you think you're so funny, let alone, like, they're just being a little playful, and he's like, oh, and she's like, oh, what? Why would you do that here? And then she was like, I think you're funny, Minato, acting like this. You got guts today. Get out, you know? And then George's like, what's going on here? And he's like, listen, I'm tired. You better talk to him. Like, you have to tell him. That's it. It's like, do you not want to be with me? Like, I thought when you and I are together, it works. It makes sense. Like, I can't just be a side man forever. And you can see George in the background's pretty mad. Like, again, I'm not controlling them yet. Y'all see, they're not in my panel. I'm not controlling them. Like, I know what they're saying, though. Like, George is big mad. Like, George is big mad. Wow. I guess George is trying to sit back with them and trying to really know what's up. Like, I know she's gonna tell him, though, because I'm gonna have to help out. Like, I'm gonna control one of them, which is probably Jade, because Jade, I think it's time to tell the truth. Yeah. I'm literally so Snoopy, though. Like, by the y'all know current household, it's not like a let's play where it's every single episode's like the next day kind of thing. No. I play like maybe a week or 2 of gameplay until, like, you know, record again. Oh, and she got some okay, so she got the itching not from Minato, she got it from her man. He's also cheating on her, and he cheated on her where he got another woman pregnant with triplets, and the husband broke into their home and beat the ever living crap out of George. Like, I had it all break down on Twitter. I have a whole thread. I'll try to pin it. If I don't, please just tell me what's the pinned, you know what I'm saying, pin it, or the link for y'all, because the tea is piping hot, and the thread kind of breaks down basically what I do in between recording and sometimes what I record. Yeah, so the thread's way ahead of time. So, like, sometimes if you want to know a little spoiler, it's literally in my Twitter thread. And I talk about from the beginning of the save, basically, up until, like, the gameplay from November 26th, which is the last time I opened the save. So she tells him that she cheated on her. She's like, I'm sorry, like, you're not at home sometimes, and he comforted me, and I care about him, and, like, I care about you, I shouldn't have hurt you, you know, and he's, like, trying to tune her out by listening to the music in the background. He's holding his head like, if I imagine it, it didn't happen. Like, he has some nerve, like, acting all innocent, like he did not impregnate that woman, and her husband broke in and said, you're never taking care of these kids are mine, kind of thing. Like, yeah, oh no, I think his name was Riker or something. He beat George up. Like, George was blue-faced, and he went back to, you know, his girlfriend, and, you know, she didn't know what was going on. She was just like, oh my god, are you okay? And he was just like, yeah, some guy at the bar beat me up, because he works as a bartender, by the way, so. I think they both work as bartender, and then maybe, like, I think Minato's a student / painter as a side hustle. I think so.
Oh.
Anyway, so yeah, he's gonna have to confess too, because, like, no, you're not about to put this all on my girl. He's like, I cheated on you too, I'm sorry, and I had her pregnant. Basically what I told y'all. You know, and that the day that I got beaten up was her husband's fault, not some guy at the bar. And she's just like, you really were gonna make me look like the bad person here? Oh my god, I just can't like, I can't with you. Like, I really thought that you were, you know. And he's like, I'm sorry, I know I should have been honest with you. I can't even face myself. Like, I know you were wrong, and I really hate what you did, and I don't know if I could forgive you for excuse me, I don't know if I could forgive you for it, but I'm like, no. Really? George, get up. George, get up. George, get up. You're not about. He said, I'm gonna die from this situation. But really, George? Really? We playing games? You gonna act like you dead? You know what? I'm gonna ask the Grim Reaper to bring him back to life, because I'm not playing these games. I am not playing these games with you, George. I really am not. And she's crying. I guess she's just kind of like, no, we had unresolved issues. If only y'all know what happened next. Like, now she's crying, but I wish y'all could just be prepared. I'm telling y'all, Jade and Minato go all the way off. Like, not in the right way, though. I could tell you that. Yeah, Grim Reaper's here. So, I think it's only fair that I asked Grim Reaper to spare George. He just got some bad news, and his poor little heart couldn't take it. Please, Grim Reaper, be nice, you know? I feel like George got that little, you know, twinkle in her eye, you know? She can convince anybody. But I don't think that is only it, by the way. People have died in this apartment, and they always come back to life. I think it's the law. Something in this law, by the way. Oh, the way she's crying. Oh. Please bring him to life. I can't do this. I'm not a coward. I could face him still. I mean, it'd be easier for anybody for him to come back to life, but not for me. Am I still alive? Oh, I am. I guess you saved me, huh? Thank you so much. Seriously, yikes, that was so close. I owe you big time. That's what George said to Jade. Dang. And he becomes extra petty though, so now I'm gonna have to give y'all the real update, which I'm gonna post the photos with it. Yeah, I need to really breathe this in, like, because I'm nervous. I'm nervous talking about it. Time for the updates. So this is how they got engaged, and I think what's important to know is in the background she sees Makoa on a date with another woman. Okay, and that's when Yuki was like, oh my god, is that Makoa? And when she confronts Makoa and his date literally just run off the restaurant. And so that's when I was like, nah, y'all not about to do Liliana like this. So Yuki goes to, you know, Sulani, and she tells Dwayne that, you know, she saw his father with another woman at a restaurant, and that they were very flirty, and that she 100% knows, you know, that he cheated. And not only that, she does announce to him that she got engaged. That's why she was at Windenburg again, and why she was so far away, you know, to begin with. And he was like, nah, like, my dad's at a business trip. He told my mom, he's like, doing a lot of business lately. And she's like, well, he's doing probably her too. I mean, she didn't say it like that, but you know. And she was like, can you tell your mom? And Dwayne was like, I'm not gonna tell her, you're gonna tell her yourself. So she tells Liliana the truth of what she saw, and Liliana cries. Like, she's just like, oh my god, like, I couldn't, like, we're so old, like, what is he doing, you know? Well, this is, by the way, Candy's new place. So, you know, Liliana doesn't leave her husband. She kind of just let's bygone be bygones type thing, you know, because she's like focusing on Nani and Dwayne, you know. So this is little Sebastian in his room. I'm telling y'all, the sweetest quiet baby ever. I adore little Sebastian. Aww. So yeah, this is her little new DJ booth room in her new apartment. I cannot wait till I film there. Like, this person really built this apartment, okay? Not me. That's somebody in the gallery did. This is the guy that beats George up. His name is Riker. I think his last name was like Sandigal or Sandrigal, something like that. He basically breaks in and he beats the crap out of George. He's like, are you the guy that's sleeping with my wife, trying to give her empty promises, but you work at the bar? I am a real man. That's my wife. I don't care if you think the triplets are yours. They're my children. At the end of the day, I'm the one who's raising them. You can't even give him money like that, so F off. And he beats the crap out of him. And he tells George, I hope this gets through to you. This is, by the way, before the whole breakup. I just wanted to show y'all the clips of how crazy George got twirled around the apartment. I felt so bad. I used the extreme violence mod, but you know what? To further the story, he needed to get a little, you know, licks from this man, because Riker don't look like the type of guy that would allow his wife not to be in an affair. But with this little guy, he's like, no way, not you, get out. So this is how he looks like. Like, yeah, I felt bad. And this is kind of when he's crying in his room to himself, just in fear and in pain, and knowing that he has to lie to his girlfriend. So here is the restaurant segment I wanted to show y'all when Yuki went on, you know, a date with her man, a double date with Dwayne and his girlfriend, Yuko Yamazaki. And that's when she accuses him, and that's when she was like, you think I'm like, yo? Excuse me, Dwayne, do you not even know how to, like, pick your baby mama type thing, you know? So it was a little awkward and it was really messy, and I love it. Yeah, and she was just literally like, what kind of event is this? I thought it was gonna be a civil meeting with the ex. I thought y'all broke up so long ago. And he's like, I did, baby. And even as I told you, he got mad too. He was just like, what the hell's going on? Like, why are you feeling like this, Yuki, you know? And yeah, I'm telling you, it was awkward. I mean, this event in a picture right now. Now back to the current timeline. You could see that she and him are kind of, you know, together after George comes back to life, and George's acting like, I don't see this. But the thing is, he has to, because he's still sharing a room with Jade. Like, it's awkward. They're just like not cuddling, but just, you know, sleeping on the other sides of the bed. And she doesn't know how to tell him, like, yeah, I saved your life, but I want to sleep with my man, you know, Minato, switch rooms. And Minato tells her, you gotta talk to him. Like, I get that he had a traumatic experience, but we can't walk around it, you know? We want to be together. You were pregnant, you just told me, so I want to keep you safe and I want to be with you. And she tells him, like, yeah, I'm sorry, Minato. Sorry, not Minato, George, I'm sorry. I want, you know, you to get out of the room. And George does not take this news nicely. Now it's like, you know, she tells him she's also pregnant too. And that's when, you know, George kind of goes back to his, I'll tell his little nasty streak, when he goes, oh, you're going with my leftovers now. You got my leftovers pregnant. You think you can have a nice life with her. Not while I'm living here. I'm gonna annoy the effing crap out of y'all every single day. You're a loser, Minato. Okay, I just wanted you to know that. You hear it from me, George. And Minato was just like, oh, you're so laughable. Please, don't talk like this. This is not really you. And look at George's face. He just looks so embarrassed. Like, maybe he shouldn't have talked like that out of anger, you know? But yeah, no, Minato is so petty. Like, he's actually, like, still laughing at him. Like, please, the only thing that was left was you. Over to the next room, you know? Oh, God. George tried to hit Minato, and Minato hit him back. That's why he has that bruise. And Minato walks away from him, but George's like, don't you dare turn around for me. And he grabs a knife and tries to stab Minato. And Minato literally stopped him dead in his tracks. It was scary. Like, again, there's a pregnant girlfriend in the background. And yeah, he definitely did that. I was so shocked. I did not know you could defend yourself like that in extreme violence. Like, oh my god. I gasp, okay, because he literally pulled a Glock and just shot him. And you could see, like, you know, Jade's so over George's antics. Like, he was talking down about her, you know. She was just like, ew, like, I can't believe I dated someone like that. I'm Team Minato, you know. And Minato's feeling really guilty, like, how am I gonna look at my child in the face when I did a crime like this? And, you know, Jade's like, listen, you're defending yourself. How was it a crime? It was self-defense. George literally was lunging at you with a knife. He was willing to kill you. And what was he gonna do to me after that? And our child. You know, she was trying to calm him down. And yeah, the Grim Reaper's in the background, like, Yuna got asked to bring this guy back. Oh no. But yeah, so they kind of really made up, and for the rest of the pregnancy it was pretty peaceful for them. You will see the upcoming episode. I think she'll still be pregnant and y'all will meet the children there. So H is, you know, right now in a relationship, I think, or like a situationship with K. So K texts H like, oh, I feel something for you. And H accepted those feelings because, again, K works in the gym, a bodybuilder, and H is kind of like, you know what, why not? But this really kind of makes it awkward for Luna, who thought that she kind of maybe had something with H, you know? This makes Luna feel like, you know, crap. Luna feels like, what on earth? Like, what? I thought I was having something with this person. Again, you know, she had a long-term relationship with Sophia, who was her ex-fiance, and then she had a relationship with Sergio for a bit, but like still, like at the end of the day, she don't feel good. And she probably thought that H was gonna be something a little kind of serious compared to what H has with K, you know? So she calls her ex over. She's like, hey Sophia, like, I'm willing to take you back type thing. And Sophia's like, whoa, I just thought you wanted to, like, a friendship or something. Not that, like, come on, we haven't been together for what, like, at least what, 2.5, 3 years? Like, what, you know? She was like, how abrupt, you know? And yeah, Sophia was like, like, got me driving out here all the way here just for that? No way, you know? So that was hella awkward. But, you know, Luna runs after her outside and she tries to talk to her like, hey, like, come on Sophia, you and me were meant to be soulmates. Like, you gotta act like there's something, come on, you have to see it. And Sophia was just like, what do I see again? Like, I've been living okay for the past few years without you. I'm, you know, doing my best, you know me. She's like, come on, where's the empathy? La la la. She's like, man, girl, F that. And, you know, the way that Sophia was talking sounded, I guess, pretty concerning to Luna. And she's like, girl, are you talking to your family in Windenburg? Like, do they know what you're doing? You know what I'm saying? And Luna, let's just say, was petty and called Sophia's family and told her what she does. It's at my Shuno. And that had her parents pack her apartment up and move all the way back to Windenburg. And yeah, Sophia is definitely not Team Luna. So I wonder how their relationship will go in the future. Will Sophia try to ruin Luna's life? I don't know. I'm really curious. But yeah, Sophia's back in Windenburg. That's the update right now. And, you know, is it at apartments in Mount Kumbarebi if somebody doesn't die again? So H freezes over, and yeah, thankfully Yuki saves her life with, I don't know, I'm telling you, there's something in the air. And then again, so Sarah V, like, literally burned 2 times, okay? And this is all while love is being formed in this relationship. Oh my god, there's a surprise next episode between them. Again, they have a wedding for spring. These two are hella in love. It's the holidays. Again, you can see that little bump that's kind of growing. Oh, grandma and granddaughter, how beautiful. And yeah, these two, I told you, get into a fight during the holidays, and it is negative red relationship. They are not cool with each other. it's kind of 0 to 100 because again, it literally happened the same day and they physically fought too, I believe. I hope y'all were able to follow these updates. I know it's kind of crazy, but yeah, I mean, I enjoy the hell out of it. I don't know if they should ever upgrade to Let's Play material, but at the moment, that's kind of what's going on with this family. It's never a dull moment with the Bear Sisters. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sasha. I hope you have an amazing day. Take care.